Hello all, welcome to this session. In this session, I am going to explain and practically demonstrate about scanner class in Java. So let's get started. First of all, what exactly is this scanner class? In Java, scanner class is one of the predefined classes. So scanner class is a predefined class in Java. It's one of the predefined classes. So scanner class is a predefined class in Java whose main purpose of using this scanner class is to accept the input from the user. To accept the input from the user into the Java program, we can use a scanner class. So how to accept the input from the user by using this predefined scanner class in Java? I'm going to give an example in this session, okay? With practical demonstration, I'm going to explain this scanner class where I'm going to show you how to accept the input from the user into the Java program. For that, I'll switch to this Eclipse IDE. Here, I'm going to create a new package, okay, just to organize. So here, as part of this package, I'll just name this package as a scanner package, scanner pack, I'll say. You can give any name, scanner pack, click on finish. And under this, I'm going to create a new class. I'll just name this class as a demo1 class. And with main method, I'll auto generate. So So we have created a class. Inside the class, there is a main method. Now, into this program, okay, I would like to intake the input from the user. So without intaking the input from the user, how the program looks like, first we will see. For example, here I'll say int num is equal to 5. Okay. Now after that, okay, here I'm not intaking any input from the user. Then I'm saying int, let's say num1 otherwise. Okay. Then num2 is equal to 10. Now I'll say int num3 is equal to num1 plus num2, or int sum is equal to, otherwise int sum is equal to, you can write anything. Now here I'll write down system.out.println, okay, sum is plus sum, like that. Okay, this is a simple program I have written. You see, anywhere did I input or intake? Okay, anywhere did I accept or intake any input from the user in this program? No. You see, I directly provided the 5 into this number 1 variable, and into the number 2 variable I added, I assigned 10, and I calculated here, and what will be printed? Sum is 15 will be printed. Right click run as Java application. You see, 15 got printed. Sum is 15 got printed. All good so far, right? We got the output also. But what if instead of providing the data directly to this num1 and num2 variables in this example program, I would like to take this input from the user while running the code. Okay, while running the code, the user need to input some number. Okay, has to give the input. That input will accept and store into the number one instead of giving 5 here. Okay, so how to do that? For that, guys, first in this program, I want to intake two numbers, let's say. How to intake the two numbers? For that to happen, we have to use a predefined class in Java known as scanner class. If your requirement is to accept or intake the input from the user while you are running the code, then with the help of scanner class only, it is possible in Java. Scanner is a predefined class from Java, predefined class in Java, scanner. Sc is equal to new scanner, like this. I'll create an object. Okay, so if you really want to intake or accept the input from the user, first you need to create an object for the scanner predefined class, and this scanner predefined class is from java.util package. As already covered in the previous session, java.lang is a default package in Java, but any other classes, okay, any other packages, if you are trying to use any class, you have to import, guys. There is no other way in Java. In Java, only the default package we have is java.lang. If any particular predefined class that you want to use in your program is not from the java.lang, then you have to import it. For example, system class is a default, is coming from the default package. I don't have to import the default. Okay, I don't have to import this class from the default package. By default, it is default. Import statement is not required. But scanner is from a different package in Java library. So I will hover the mouse on this scanner and select import. Okay, this is the easiest way. You see, import statement got added. Here, scanner class got imported from this java.util package. Now, the constructor is still giving me an error. You see, this part is gone, but error on this left side is gone. But on the right side of this equal symbol, you see, error is still there because the constructor cannot be empty. This is a predefined thing, right? So here, as part of the constructor, if I hover the mouse, you see this different type of values I can provide. So I'll simply, in this scanner class, to intake the input from the user, we have to write system.in. System.in you mention, guys. Okay, system.in. What does system.in stands for? You are going to intake the input from your keyboard. Okay, when you run this particular code, the input for this particular, okay, if you want to pass some data in this program while you are running the code, user can input the data to this program from outside of this program with the help of the keyboard. Okay, that's what system.in. Here in stands for input, right? Input. In stands for input. Input stream. Standard input stream is keyboard, guys. The standard input stream is keyboard. In your this system means your computer. Dot in means input. Input you are receiving from your computer machine. Simple words. That is nothing but the keyboard. Okay. User can input the input into this scanner things from the keyboard. Okay, fine. You have to write the line like this, guys. Okay, first you need to create the object for scanner class. You need to import this scanner class from the java.util package of this Java library, because scanner is a predefined class in Java. It's not from the default package, it's from a different package of the Java library, that is a util package, java.util package. Now inside this constructor I have to provide system.in, so that the scanner will receive, this particular program will receive the input from the your system input, that is like nothing but keyboard. Okay, the standard system input is keyboard. Now just by writing this line is not enough, guys. So wherever you want to take the input, for example, here I can write sc, or just for readability, I'm just naming this object reference as scanner, guys. Okay, it's okay. If you want to short form, you can write sc also. Here, instead of in place of the file, right, you write down scanner dot. Okay, scanner dot. Use the object reference of this class. By using the object reference of this class, you can access the properties of this predefined class. Okay, the predefined properties of this class, like predefined variables and methods, I can access using the object reference of this class, right? Generally, scanner dot. What are the predefined? There are some predefined methods actually. So these are some predefined methods. This particular class, scanner class, has some predefined variables and methods. Here you see a lot of things are there. In that, which predefined method I want to use from this scanner class, with the help of object reference, I can call it. So the one I want to use in this particular session is, I want to take integer number, right? Here I want to assign an integer value. So I'll just take nextInt, scanner dot nextInt, I'll say. Okay. Here I'll be accepting integer number from the user. Okay. Scanner dot nextInt. And for the number two also same thing, scanner dot nextInt. Say another number I want to accept. So here this particular program is trying to intake two inputs. Fine. First input, second input, in the form of integer things. Okay, if you want to accept the input in integer format, you have to write nextInt predefined method of the scanner class. You have to use. But if I run this code, there will be a problem, guys. Okay, if I run this code as it is, there is a problem. What is that problem? Let me show you. Right click, run as Java application. You see, I'm not getting any output console here. If I manually open the output console here, like in the Eclipse IDE window, show view, and console, output console, if I show you, see browser, this cursor is, you know, blinking here. I can give the numbers also. For example, here I can give 5. Press enter. You see, cursor is still blinking. You see, cursor is still blinking. I'll give 10. Second number. 5 is going into this num1, 10 is going to the num2. Excuse me. Now here sum is equal to 5 plus 10, that will become 15. That sum is 15 should be printed in the output. You see, when I press enter, sum is 15. But here the problem here is the output console itself is not opening, right? So how to deal this with practical way? Instead of we manually assuming that the output console is expecting the input and all, how to deal this program in a proper way? For that to happen, before you collect the first input, you write a print statement, system.out.println, enter first number you write. Just give some instructions to the user, so that by reading the instruction, the user will type some number there. Okay. So for second input also, second number for intaking the second, accepting or intaking the second number also, before that you write one more print statement, so that it will ask you. Okay, it will interact. The output will interact with you or with the user to intake the inputs. Enter second number. Otherwise, what will happen? I already showed you, right? If I don't add these print statements, you already know. You have to manually go to the window, assuming that some inputs are being expected in the console and all those console output and all. If I add this print statement, the program will look very good. Right click, run as Java application. You see, this time the console came, and the console is clearly asking enter first number. By reading this output, this particular output, you will understand that okay, this program is expecting some input from me. That's the power of adding this print statements before using the scanner dot next enter. Okay, one of the predefined method of the scanner class. Here I'll add 5 here, or you can give any other number. Let's say 9 I'll give. Enter second number, it is saying. For entering the second number, I'll just say 4. Okay, enter second number 4. The moment I press enter here, sum is 13 got printed. 9 plus 4, 13 got printed. This is better, right? Compared to the earlier, this is better. I'll just put colon here. Okay. So everything is good. You see, I have shown you a program where this particular Java program is accepting or intaking some input from the user. User, while running the code, can interact with this program by inputting some numbers, right? That's what is the benefit we are getting with the help of this scanner class. That's what is possible. Okay. But there is one more thing that you can properly see in this program, that there is one warning message coming. Resource leak, scanner is never closed. This particular scanner object reference is never closed, it is saying. So as per the best practice, after your task of intaking the input from the user is done, okay, here you have taken one input. Here you have taken one input from for the scanner class. Using the scanner class object reference, you have taken two inputs, first and second. Now after this, you don't want to take any other input, right? So what I can do here is I can simply close the object. After the task of the in taking the input from the user is done, you can simply close the object. So if you don't want it bin, you can also close it here also, guys. There's no problem. Okay. Okay, if you feel that this is coming in between my code, you can add it at the end, or once the task is done also you can close, guys. Once the task is done, here also you can close. Here also you can close, or you can move it to the end, whatever the things you will feel. So the moment I close this scanner object reference, that is scanner object, the moment I close, you see the warning message is gone away. Save this, you see the warning message is gone away, and it will work in the same fashion. Run this code and enter first number. It is saying, let's give the number as 12, and let's give the other number as 14. Press enter. Sum is 26 got printed. 26, correct. Okay. So this is how we can intake the inputs into our Java program from the user with the help of this scanner predefined class and its predefined methods like nextInt. And apart from the nextInt is actually intaking which type of input from the user, numerical, okay, integer numerical type of numbers it is intaking from the user. What if you want to accept different types of inputs from the user? For that, in the scanner class, there are different methods, predefined methods, like similar to nextInt, we have different predefined methods like next double, next long, and so on. I'm going to explain, okay, all these different predefined methods of the scanner class to collect different type of inputs into a program in the next session. Okay, so I'll not cover everything in the same session. I'll be covering the remaining thing about this scanner class in the next session. So see you in the next session, where I'm going to cover more details about this scanner class. So that's all for this session. See you in the next session. Thank you. Bye bye.